a song came on that used to wreck you. You waited for the wave, and nothing came. Just flat. You're not sad. You're not happy. You're watching your own life from behind glass, and you can't even remember when the sound went out. And later, you're lying there in the dark, wondering why the volume on everything got turned all the way down. If that's you, here's the thing nobody tells you. You're not broken, and you're not empty. What you're feeling has a name, it has a cause. And strangest of all, it's been doing a job for you this whole time that you can't see yet. Stick around, because by the end of this, that flatness is going to make a different kind of sense. And there's a way back through it. Okay, first, the part almost everybody gets backwards. Numbness is not the absence of feeling. Researchers who study emotion will tell you the opposite is usually true. Under that flat, gray surface, the feelings are all still in there. Usually more of them than you could comfortably handle at once. Numbness isn't an empty room. It's a locked door, with a very full room behind it. So why would your own mind lock that door on you? This is where it flips. Numbness isn't a glitch. It's protection. There's a concept psychiatrist Dan Siegel gave us called the window of tolerance. The range of emotional intensity your nervous system can process while still keeping you present and functioning. Inside the window, you can feel things and still think, still cope. But when life shoves you past the top of that window, too much stress, too much grief, too much pressure, for too long, the system does something genuinely clever. It cuts the feeling to keep you running. Trauma researchers see this constantly. Emotional numbing shows up again and again as the mind's overload response. Not weakness. A built-in safety feature. Think of the electrical panel in your house. When the load gets dangerous, the breaker trips. The lights don't go out because nobody's home. They go out so the wiring doesn't burn. That's all numbness is. The breaker. The most loyal part of you doing the one thing it knew how to do when the load got too heavy. It's what kept you getting up, answering texts, showing up to work, to people, to everything. It carried you through something. That flatness you've been beating yourself up over. It's the reason you're still standing. But here's the catch. And this is the part worth sitting with, because it explains the thing that hurts most about this. A breaker can't pick which circuits to cut. When it shuts off the pain, it shuts off the good stuff in the exact same motion. Psychologists who study emotional suppression have shown this for decades. Pushing feeling down doesn't work selectively, and it doesn't make the feeling smaller. It just takes everything offline. The same door that locks out the grief locks out the joy, the excitement, your favorite food actually tasting like something, the warmth of the people who love you. That's why good news lands like nothing. You never lost the ability to feel happy. You're behind a door that doesn't open halfway. And if you live back there too long, the thing that was protecting you slowly turns into a cell. So the real question, how does the door open back up? Not the way you'd guess, and definitely not by force. You can't try harder to feel. Straining to squeeze out an emotion is like yanking on a locked handle. All it does is tell your nervous system the danger's still out there, so it holds the door shut tighter. Here's the key the research keeps pointing to. The door doesn't respond to effort. It responds to safety. So here's the one thing to take with you today. The way back isn't a flood. It's a trickle. And it starts in your body, not your feelings. This is straight out of how clinicians actually treat this. Grounding. Tiny, low-stakes signals of the present moment that tell your nervous system quietly, the emergency is over. The warmth of a coffee mug in your hands. Cold water on your face. The actual texture of the floor under your feet. Naming out loud 3 things you can see in the room right now. Therapists teach versions of this exact exercise because reconnecting with the senses is the body's proof that it's safe. None of it is about making yourself feel something. It's about letting the breaker know the load dropped, that it's okay to let a little current back through. Feeling comes back when your body believes it's allowed to, not when you demand it. One honest thing before we close, because your trust matters more to me than a clean ending. A stretch of numbness after something hard is normal, human even. But if the flatness has gone on for weeks, if it's swallowed pretty much everything, if that door will not open no matter what you try, that's not you failing. Persistent emotional numbness can be a symptom of depression or the echo of trauma, and those deserve an actual trained person, not a video. Talking to a doctor or a therapist isn't the panic button. It's the warm mug, just bigger. One more signal to your system that you don't have to carry all of this alone. Because that's what the numbness was trying to tell you the whole time. Not you're broken. Just, this got too heavy for too long and some smart part of you stepped in. The flatness was never the enemy. It was the alarm. And alarms aren't meant to be silenced and ignored. They're meant to be answered. So, one question, and I genuinely want your answer in the comments, because somebody scrolling past right now needs proof they're not the only one. When did you first notice the volume turn down on your life? And if it started coming back, even a little, what was the thing that let the first feeling through? Be specific. The exact moment, the exact thing. Somebody reading this needs the words you're about to write.